We got us a team one together with Alpha is joining in. As Morgan potentially going to be first up. Chilpa's on a standby as an only. We got Fatal Limit. We got us a Scarlet and Buller. We got all the casters in the world over in Team 1 with Alaray. We actually got some casters over in Team 2 as well. Double Boomy caster with Byron's on the back. We got Ewok. We got us a Sonars. We got us Chicago joining back in with Alaray. Not really in a good spot right now. I'm going to go back in a bear form. That's going to be a full transform pet empowered, ready to go with Alaray trying to see if they can swing out a quick cyclone, trying not to get interrupted. Does get to catch Alphas, forcing out a chink out of the Death Knight. Barskin while in bear form. Quick batch at Alphas. Looking to escape, got himself full Starfall rolling in. Starfall did get bugged by 15%. I don't know if it's worth pressing in PvP. But it may be because of the Starburst. It's going to be Alaray super low in health. Bear form got himself the Starburst. Potentially could get a knockup onto Alphas. Is it going to be a knockup onto the pet? Hope to go for a knockup and a knockback. But looks like that is going to be the Soul Reaper. Locking him down. Executing him. Quick kidney shot by Ewok. Got himself full Shadow Blades ready to go. Trying to get some stabs in there. Alphas trying to get some damage back of his own. Going to be yoinking him back in as the Rogue is going to go for a vanish. Get a shot for Alphas. It's going to be Ewok trying to get him back up in there. Going to be quick evasion as the stun comes out. Alphas sending out the army of the undead with a quick stun by the pet. Transformation to follow. Just trying to see if he can slow down the Rogue. The Rogue is changing some spikes back to back on Alphas. You'll potentially get some spikes on these pets as well. Get some a lot of comp points. Going to be quick fear as it dies real low with Cloak and Shadows. Can maybe try to escape. Has advantage in case he needs to. Potential should be using advantage. Back it up out of there completely. And it's going to be clawed down by the Ghoul. With a quick new fresh flesh scar for Alphas. And Chicago going to be up next, trying to give this man as much of an opportunity for an honor duel, letting him get some cooldowns back whenever Alphas is ready, letting him make the first strike. The Chain of Ice opens the duel. Chicago getting gripped in with the grippy hand. Going to be a silence immediately onto the Shaman. Does have a pretty wall rolling in there though. Wall or IMS by Alphas. Still in Chicago. I think trying to see if he can maybe get the Army of the Dead join in. It's going to be a couple of ghouls spawning one after the other. Alphas just trying to see if he can maybe prolong the damage and try to get some magic death claws into Chicago back to back. Continuously getting the procs out of the Spell Warden. The Spell Warden in PvP Town did get nerfed. It doesn't give you as much of a damage reduction anymore. But it does do quite a bit of work though. Gonna be Chicago with a full army that's surrounded by the army. Not really a lot they can do. Trying to go for a Thunder. It's gonna be Aegis stricken for the magic damage with the physical. Oh! Unforged, the physical damage still able to blast right through the Aegis trinket. And that's going to be a quick execute to follow. Sonaris trying to go for a quick sepsis and big damage into the not AMS. Spellborn by Alphas may have to burn the IBF here. Massive eviscer by the Rogue. Evasion to follow. Does get a stun into the Rogue. Trying to see if he can take him down. As Sonaris just trying to see if he can maybe do enough damage. The bleeds of the points just enough to get Alphas low. AMS available for the Death Knight very soon. Could potentially at least immune. Magic, but the kid shot with the bleeds is going to end up setting him over the edge. With Fatal Limit going to be up next. Trying to see if they can play up to the Affliction with so many Affliction Warlocks joining in into the arena, into the PvP season with the recent buffs. I think we'll be seeing a lot more Afflictions overall, which I actually don't mind whatsoever. Like that dot-based gameplay in a 5v5 1v1 duel is perfect. By the way, Sonaris, I like your Mog. That's huge. Also still playing Night Fae, even though the Night Fae ability got nerfed by quite a bit. Interesting. Let's see how well it works out. Fatal, did he pick up the eyes earlier? It looks like he didn't. Just waiting for Sonaris to go up next. That's going to be Vendetta available. Has a full kit shot ready to go for Fatal Limit. Are you playing that Vendetta cooldown reduction legendary? I don't think you are, so maybe you're playing for the big Vanish one-shot Lego, potentially. But it's hard to tell exactly what he's playing. Gonna be Fatal, taking a bit of damage. Sonaris, who with Mortal Cold. Fatal trying to get all the dots out of Sonaris. Has a Cloak shot as in case he wants to. Gonna be a Vanish out of the Rogue defensive and trying to get himself a sipping up with a slice and rolling. Just trying to see if they can just abate all those dots. Definitely should get himself a re-stealth in order to apply a shield. Otherwise, you're just melting, my guy. Blinded to Fatal Limit. Gonna be the pets dotted up. Cloak shot is made to come out really early. It looks like you actually just dead unless you use something. Cloak really late. Oh no, Shadow step past him. That pet is going to be able to slap you down in just a moment. Evasion? No, not yet. But the pet Succubus could just do it. Big Fate Sepsis. Big damage on the Fatal. Does try to wall in the last second. Going to be mad damage. That's going to be big trade. As Fatal does get hit with a cheap shot. Looks like he may be able to get Sonaris over the edge with a Vendetta still rolling in. Trying to land a fear. I think it's over. I think there's no way Sonaris gets it, but not going for this restelts over and over, I feel like is what really sets him, is what really tipped him over. Because he had himself a really fantastic go, like a perfect go. And it looks like he did play that stealthy shield, but definitely to keep catching re-stealths over and over in order to bypass the damage from the dots. Gonna be a quick fear onto Byron as he's just absolutely blasted out Fatal. Bash to follow, got him some full Celestial Alignment, knocking him out in the open. And trying just to let the dots maybe kind of whittle him down. Looks like Byron's is playing the Necrolord, so if he goes in for a Starfall, I think Starfall damage does actually apply with that Necrolord buff. If he got himself the Swarm in particular, gonna be a second CC on a Bumpkin. I guess Bumpkin isn't really a beast, it's more like a humanoid, isn't it? But I never really seen a Bumpkin get CC like that. I think Shapeshift you weren't able to be hit with a... I thought in Shapeshift for druids in general you couldn't get hit with a Succubus Seduction, but I guess I'm wrong. Fatal trying to see if he could swing around the corner. Byron's just kind of bailing out of there for a bit, staying bare from trying to give himself a couple of regrowths just for a bit of recovery. And Fatal just trying to keep the pressure on him, letting the dots rot him down. Byron's faith can remove the curses though, but otherwise he's a good spot. Should be at least. Fatal is just walking by him, trying to get a full soul. Gonna be a quick silence, but Byron's with a cycle to follow. Just trying to see if he can maybe reduce some of the pressure for Fatal, especially inside of his cooldowns. But the dots, together with Dark Soul, are still burning Byron's quite a bit. Got himself a little bit of a self-heal with Friends and Regen. But that's gonna be absorbed by Fatal, literally on top of him. Doesn't even give him much chance to go anywhere. Byron's just trying to see if he can escape a Mortical with the Dark Glade. Everything Soul Right getting set up. Full set of dots. Bart's gonna go for Byron's. Definitely needs to make sure he dispels that agony as soon as possible. Cyclone onto Fatal. Back in the bear with Barskin. Maybe he can get himself friends in region. Regal trying to keep himself alive as best as possible. But Byron's is still in such a tight spot right now. Under a ton of pressure. Trying to give himself whatever healing he can. But it's still just in a really tight spot. Flesh Scout, maybe that Flesh Scout is what lets him recover here. If he's able to get some kind of damage with Fatal, delay the dots, try to keep the agony off him as best as possible, limit the amount of soul shards generated by Fatal, maybe he'll be in a good spot because every time Fatal generates soul shards, that could just be a ramping of all the Zaz. The corruption, Holy Unstable Affliction in particular, when those are ramped up, could be really tough. Gonna be a trinket for Byron's, but I don't really know how this movie is gonna be able to recover. Regrows back to back. Fatal try to catch up to him if possible, but I don't know if he really can. Not against a druid. Byron's barely alive, but we are hitting 9-minute mark, 25% dampener, and Byron's is still hanging in there barely. Fatal is also half alive too. If only Byron's can also get some dots on the pet as well. Maybe Star Surges, back-to-back damage. Fatal with a shield. Byron's at no help whatsoever. Got himself Barskin with a bear form that is going to give him a little bit of that survivability. The pet is low on health. If the pet has that green buff around it, that means the pet is actually taking quite a bit of damage, especially when it comes to damage over time. So maybe Byron's could take down the pet to make sure you can secure no dots on him. Mortical by Fatal Limit. Try to see if you can CC him. Fear onto Byron. Try to get some Unstable Affliction with a full Malefic Rapture. I think it's over. Affliction looks popping off, man. Alvarez with their kills, by the way. And then Rogue sniped him out with that Night Fae. I like it. Let's get another one going, boys. Yeah, at least one for the road, yeah?